MMAfighting.com, and I'm with Cage Warriors middleweight champion James Webb ahead of his rematch with Nathias Frederick. How are you, James? Have you just arrived? Is this you arriving on fight week now, just now?
What, to the hotel, you mean?
Yeah.
I just... Can I take this? It feels quite awkward. Yeah, just got here. I had to do some media stuff for Cage Warriors, and then obviously now this review. So yeah, this is my fight week. It starts now. The preparations undergoing. Fucking, you know me. I'm a little bit thirsty and a little bit dehydrated. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
It's a big one. And the last time we spoke to you, we were going, where are you going to be on the card? There's so many title fights. There's also Paddy Pimblett, one of the most formidable names Cage Warriors has, a front runner for the promotion for many years, and you're the headline. I mean, how does that feel? Like, is that a big thing for you?
Yeah, very big thing. I expected it, to be honest with you, the hype the fight has, and also like I do bring a big crowd to London, so my followers are just and they're the best followers in the world to me, but they're raging alcoholics. So as soon as I'm finished fighting, they're out of there. So that place is empty. So
it would have had a serious impact on the atmosphere if you would have been early.
If I go first or second fight and that place is gone now, it's empty. There's no more chanting. So fair play to my fans,
Yeah, it's a good call by Cage Warriors, definitely. It's you're talking about your English supporters now, and I know obviously being in Ireland that your story, you being with Team KF there with Tom King and Chris Fields, it's really reverberating with the Irish fans now as well. I just got a sneak peek of a flag you're going to carry tomorrow with the George's Cross and also the Tricolor on it as well. Very, very cool. I'm sure a lot of Irish fans are going to be really, really jazzed to see that. I mean, how did that come about? Was this your own idea, or how did you think about doing this?
I'd love to say that was my own idea, That was Chris and Cathal, actually. They were both... Chris has been saying it for a while, and he's thinking, I think it'd be really cool. We just wanted to sort of go the right way about it, ask certain people what they thought, and we got good feedback, and I'm not trying to make out I'm Irish all of a sudden, but I've spent a long time here now. I train fucking here, like in Ireland, like more than I am back in the UK, so I have a lot of good friends there. I live with Chris pretty much, so it makes sense to me to show my respect, like I'm there all the time, I feel I wouldn't just walk out with the English flag, even though I am English, I'd want to come and show respect to both countries, and obviously it might upset people or rub people up the wrong way. It's not like what I'm out there to do. I'm just trying to show the respect to like my heritage and also where I am based right now, and that's what Chris wants us to get across, and I think it's a good message, and yeah.
Absolutely, it is. And a lot has been made of your first fight with Nathias. It was a very controversial fight, a very exciting fight at the same time. You guys have both been very clear. You both feel as though you should have had your hand raised that night. But you did tell me on Eurobash this week that it's nothing personal. You were saying, like, I don't feel any kind of personal grudge against Nathias going into this. It's more of, just being annoyed about the result at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. I'm just annoyed at the draw. The way I feel right now would have carried over to whoever was in front of me next. I'm not set out for anyone. I'm working like I'm bettering myself to fight whoever. There could be anyone in front of me fucking Friday, and I'm like, it's just me. Like I don't really care who it is. There's no grudge. I think if you start that shit when people's like taunting their opponent almost, I think that stuff you're getting lost in your own head unless you're like very good at it,
You think it'd take away from your performance?
Yeah, for me it would. Yeah, like for me I just don't even care. Like I literally don't care. Like I don't care who it is. Like I just want to fight. That's all I want. I'm there. I just get told who I'm fighting. I make the weight, and I fight, and I always show up. And that's what I'll do again. Like I don't care who it is.
How different is this fight going to be when you play through it in your head? I know you spoke to me about your positional awareness and looking to strike when you're in these dominant positions that you had in the last fight. I mean, do you feel as though it's going to be very different? I think a lot of people remember from the last fight you controlling a lot of the action on top, and obviously those controversial kind of pile drivers that you sustained during them, and of course that you injured your shoulder. I mean, will this look very different, do you feel, for the fans at home?
Yeah, I've had a style where, like we spoke about, like where I'd just be looking for submissions where that success become my demise. So I'm not telling you I'm a different person now. Like I don't even care about submissions anymore. They used to be like the best thing in the world, like the highlight finish, you know. I actually don't care about it anymore. Like I'm just gonna be there to just put my A game on him, you know. I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna throw, I'm gonna take him down, I'm gonna throw, and if he gets up, I'm gonna take him down, I'm gonna throw, I'm gonna throw, I'm gonna throw, I'm gonna throw, I'm gonna throw. I'm not gonna stop throwing, you know. So that's what we're gonna see.
I know how dejected you are after the first fight. I mean, do you feel like now that there's a bit of distance between it, like it's actually a really good learning curve? Do you feel like it actually helped you kind of hit a new level, learning from the draw itself?
Yeah, I think for me the draw was probably, I'm not going to say better than the win, you know, but at some point something would have happened in my career where I fought someone and the submission game wasn't working, you know, and instead of losing and being like, that's where we need to change, and then having to build momentum again, I've got the draw. That's how I see it. It's like a little, again, I don't know how to use the right terminology, but for me it was like a little saving grace almost, you know. Yeah. Like the draw was there to like tell me what went wrong. Nothing changed. I didn't go back. I didn't advance, but now I can start advancing again, you know. I've changed. Yeah, exactly, you know, and I've worked on it, I've corrected it, I've done everything I could, you know, no stone was left unturned, so let's do it.
Tom King believes that you will be signed by the UFC in 2020. He said that in a much publicised interview he did recently with Eurobash, but you know, do you see this as maybe this could be the last one where I'm out here in the yellow gloves? Like, do you feel as though that could be the case this time around, or do you even think about that kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely. I've been thinking about it, you know, and it's 100% what I want, knowing that they'll be in London as well early next year. It's 100% what I'd be aiming for. If it didn't come after defending the belt, though, it wouldn't demoralise me, you know. I'd still feel like I'm in with a good shout, like with all the cards they're doing in Europe now, you know. That they're not just putting on 1 or 2 a year. There's quite a few, so you know there might even be a pull-out somewhere and I'll get the shout, you know, so it wouldn't demoralise me, but I am certainly looking for that, you know, and big up to Tom King for thinking that way, you know. Little backhander there I give him.
And just finally, what would this mean to Team KF? You are riding a serious amount of momentum coming into this. I feel like you're one of the most talked about gyms in the UK and Ireland at the moment. What would it mean for you to be the first guy from KF to enter the UFC? And you know, it's been quite a crazy story. It's only a couple of years old, really, maybe 2-3 years, and doing so much. Would that be a feather in your cap to be the first guy representing that gym in the octagon?
Yeah, that would be a dream come true, you know. Like I feel I've almost sort of been the first for Chris and Tom under the old name, and now under KF, you know. I was sort of their first pro. Like maybe you can't say the first guy they had on Cage Warriors, but I was sort of Chris and Tom's first of everything in that gym, you know, and the first world champion they produced, so it'd be amazing. Like it'd definitely be something to tick off the list, you know, to be the first guy to sign to the UFC from them as well.
It's unfortunate Chris Fields is off at Harry Potter today instead of coaching you. That's terrible stuff. I mean, are you okay? Is there anything we can do for you to make up for that?
Yeah, I actually messaged him that earlier. I think I said something like, "You're a wizard, Harry." Just text him that. He said he had a good day though, you know. I'm glad he did. I'm struggling.
It'll be nicer with you now, right?
I don't know, you know. Probably not, nah. But nah, it's actually pretty good. I've actually been there, so it's pretty good. So I reckon he'd have a good day today, you know. So it'll be nice tomorrow, you know. It'll be all good spirits, so we'll be having a laugh.
Hopefully there's enough time for that sponsorship to get through before the fight now on Friday night. But thank you so much, James. Pleasure to speak to you as always.